Alright, what's going on, guys? We are starting it off in the gym today. Now, I kind of mashed up two different leg workouts. So one of them is from Saturday and the other is from the following Wednesday. So on the left we have 245 pounds for 27 reps, and on the right we have 255 pounds for 25 reps. So the weight for the squat experiment has been increasing every time we're starting to get up into relatively heavier weight compared to what we were doing. And recently the reps that I'm doing have taken a drastic hit. So I did 39 reps with 225, and then with 255 I only did 25. And I attribute this mostly to me being so far into my overreaching phase that my performance is starting to take a hit. So next we moved on to Anderson squats. You just squat down, let it rest on the pins, and then explode up. But real quickly, for those of you who don't know what overreaching is, basically, the objective when you go into the gym, you lift your weights, you tear down the muscles, and then you recover and you come back stronger. Well, when you constantly increase the workload, the amount of volume, the weight that you use over a long period of time, you start to then do more work than your body can recover from. And so you're left in a negative recovery deficit. So I'm not fully recovered when I come into the gym. I'm still a little bit broken down, and that's going to lead to a little bit of a performance loss. Now, being in an overreaching phase for too long is not good because it can lead to injury, and also you're just not going to progress when you're in an overreaching phase. Then we moved on to paused deficit deadlifts. So the objective, since I'm standing on this 1-inch plate, is to just break the weight off the floor and then pause where my normal starting position would be. These were feeling great up until this workout. The previous workout, they went phenomenal. My form looked perfect. But today, I just wasn't feeling it. I think it has a little bit to do with my hamstrings. Sometimes if I have tight hamstrings, I have trouble getting in the proper position for a deadlift. And that definitely attributes to some of the, back rounding. But then we have, from our Wednesday workout, some sumo block pulls, and I did 405 pounds for 8, which is definitely a major improvement. I think last time on the 4-inch blocks, these are 3-inch blocks. Off the 4-inch blocks, I did 405 for 3. So pulling this for 8 off lower blocks is definitely a big improvement. Plus my form is looking a lot better than it did off the 4-inch blocks. Now this is a good example of what not to do with your training, and that is taking the first set of an exercise to pretty much absolute failure. Because you'll see I did 405 for 8, and then I moved up 10 pounds and only got it for 3, which of course doesn't make any sense. If I would have stopped at 6 reps on 405, then I probably could have gotten 415 for 5 or 6. And the overall volume for the workout would have been more, leading to, more results. A problem that I see a lot of people doing in my gym is they go in and their first exercise, they try to hit a PR every single time. So they might go for, 5 pounds more and go to absolute failure with 12 reps, and then their next 2 sets are 7 reps and then 5 reps, when they could have, instead of going for 12 reps, they could have gone for 10 reps and done 3 sets of 10, which would have been 30 total reps compared to, 20 total reps. Now, don't get me wrong, there's definitely a time and a place to push yourself, but to do that every single workout is just not going to be the smartest way to go about your training. Just because going to failure is just going to prevent you from getting adequate volume in your workout. So here's my overload movement for squats. It's pin squats. Basically, I'm trying to increase the weight every single time I come into the gym. Now, I actually increased it every single set today and finished off with 375 pounds for 10 reps. I'm actually loving this exercise because it's getting my body and my mind used to supporting this kind of weight on my back and actually going through some movement. So some people you'll see will do walkouts with heavy weights. So they'll take a weight heavier than they can normally squat and just walk it out and stand, which that's decent. It will get you used to holding heavier weight, but part of squatting is holding that heavier weight, bracing your core, and then going through movement with it. So this allows me to get that movement, practice stabilizing my core with the heavier weight. So when it's time to come to actually squat this weight or a lighter weight, it's not going to be nearly as intimidating, and I'm going to be a lot more mentally prepared. Alright guys, we're down here preparing the pre-workout, and I'm actually about to head into a little business meeting. So one of my dad's clients is opening up a gym in town and wants me to work for him, which, one of my goals is to open up my own gym one day. So this would be a fantastic learning experience. Not exactly sure what my position will be. That's kind of what the meeting is going to be about, but I'll talk to you guys more about that after the meeting. But real quickly, I ordered a new ingredient for my, custom pre-workout, and it's called Theacrine. Now, I'll talk more about this in a future video after I try it out for a couple days. But basically, you're going to start seeing this ingredient in a lot of pre-workout supplements. It's a caffeine alternative, but once again, more on that in a separate video. I'll see you guys after the meeting. Alright, we're on the way to the gym. Actually, after the meeting, went home, changed my clothes, got all my gym stuff together. So we're on the way for a pull strength workout. Now, I'll talk a little bit about the meeting. It was a pretty laid back meeting. We were just kind of chatting about, some of the plans as far as him opening the gym. It's going to be opening in October. And as far as my position, he was kind of just saying, I can kind of decide what I would like to do as far as, either training or sales, or he even mentioned something about, helping out with some of the social media. So that's something, I kind of got to think about which I would rather do. I'm kind of leaning towards the training just because that's something I'm passionate about. And, when I worked with my dad's friend at his little training studio, training people one evening, time went by super fast. I didn't even feel like I was, working. It was fun for me to help other people, in that manner. So I'm kind of leaning towards that. Although, I'll kind of think about it. Also, he said, think about how many hours per week, I want, which is definitely something I need to think about, because since I'm going to be taking online classes, obviously working full time and doing classes would be extremely hard to do, and still, training of my own, training myself, and then of course YouTube videos on top of that, which if I worked full-time and went to school full-time, unfortunately YouTube videos would be cut down significantly. Anyways, enough of me rambling. I'm gonna meet up with him again soon. I think we're gonna get a workout in, talk a little bit more about it, work out some more details, but I'll keep you guys updated. So I'll see you in the gym. So today we've got a strength pull day, and what you're looking at now is my way of hitting my percentages as close as I can. So I'm on a percentage-based form of periodization for my pulling movements. And the problem is with dumbbells, you can only go up in 5-pound increments, which when you add them together, that's a 10-pound increment. But say with bench press, you can just throw 2.5-pound plates on the end and only go up 5 pounds. So my program called for a certain percentage, which worked out to be about 98 pounds. And the previous week I had done 95 pounds. So if I just rounded it down, then I would just be doing the exact same weight. If I rounded it up, then I would be doing the weight that I'm supposed to do, a different day. So what I did to hit my percentages as spot on as possible is I took a 2.5-pound plate and I just used my wraps, my wrist wraps, or my multi-purpose wraps that I have, which are a little bit longer than normal wrist wraps, and I just strapped them onto the dumbbells. Now, this pretty much only works for, doing rows with, because one side is heavier than the other, and it wasn't, securely fastened on them. So if you're doing bench press, obviously it would be way too awkward to even deal with. But for rows it works, so that's a little tip if you guys are using a percentage based system or you just want to increase 5 pounds on dumbbells. You can kind of get creative and try to fasten a 2.5 pound plate on there somehow. Another option is you could just get those like 2.5 pound ankle weights and strap them to your wrists. That would be probably better for pressing. But that's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs it up if you liked it. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.